take that into account, and what I want to do is disclose to the jury the facts of what happened so that they can understand it. So there'll be some information about.
There's still a viewer found it. It's been produced, and here it is. That's it. It doesn't have to be we immediately disclosed it, or somebody's at fault, nobody's at fault. The viewer found it. We have it. Here it is.
And Owens is saying it doesn't exist, but here it is. But it was Owens who just found it and disclosed it. So I didn't find it, but
I think we've
okay.
got everything out that needs to get out on that issue. Plaintiff's exhibits 1 through what? 43, is it?
44.
44. Is there agreement on this?
There are some objections, Your Honor. We filed some, and I should pull up the, this was our objections from before, not recently filed.
Right. I've got that here.
Maybe the first things we should address are some of those end exhibits, which include some literature that was late, and the court ruled that Dr. Fong's testimony talking about it couldn't be shown. That's 41 and 42.
Can we go in order? Because 39, I learned that this was plaintiff's lawyer's handwriting. Do you have 39 in front
Was
of you?
that the gym?
I don't have anything right now, and I'm looking for the objections. Just give me a moment.
It's not good.
Do you have a list of the?
I feel fantastic.
Do you have a list of the exhibits?
Dripping wet from the shower,
can be
coming back from the gym.
that you're not objecting to?
So
Would it make sense, Mr. Sykes, to introduce the exhibits that there are not objections to right now?
Sure. And we will withdraw
It's going to happen sometime.
effort to admit the literature. We were going to use it not to admit it, we were going to use it to put it in front of the witness. But we'll withdraw that, so no literature comes in.
that's 41 and 42 withdrawn. Your Honor, this binder they've given us 1 through 38. These are authentic documents, but some have not been referenced. So I don't think they just
bad.
get a ream of paper, many of the documents of which have not been referenced in the trial. They haven't rested yet. So perhaps we have to extend this conversation until after they rest, because now they're calling 2 witnesses.
So I guess if there's a motion to admit exhibits, and some of those exhibits you're now withdrawing, perhaps you could make a new motion, Mr. Bueller, that would identify those exhibits that you're moving to admit.
Okay, Your Honor, plaintiff moves to admit plaintiff's exhibits 1 through 40
And 44.
and 44.
1 through 40 and 44.
On number 44, I just looked at it. I think there's one little redaction that needs to happen. There's a cell phone number. We should probably redact that out of one of the comments.
And then,
And what's the defendant's position on 1 through 40 and 44?
so 33 is Dr. Fong's records, and there are fMRI records that she didn't speak to, and I think those should not be admitted given the court's ruling on her fMRI testimony. In the objection we filed, I believe I noted each of those particular pages within Exhibit 33, which is her records, that need to be removed.
Your Honor, we'll stipulate to that.
Okay.
We'll withdraw 33 from our list.
Okay. So 33 is withdrawn. What's the next exhibit where there's an issue?
Your Honor, 39 is not, I think, to be clear, Eric Christensen was deposed. It was over Zoom. Let's give you a copy.
I've got. No, I guess I don't have.
Your Honor, we have the the actual easel that was used during Eric Christensen's deposition, so it's not a photograph. It's the actual page that Eric Christensen was directing us to. So we have that actual exhibit, Your Honor, or the actual easel, which was used behind me while I was questioning Eric Christensen.
So that is Lawrence Bueller's handwriting. That's not
Directed by Eric
Eric Christensen. So Eric Christensen's going to say that there's a far better document, which is this animation that represents his testimony. And
Is the witness? Well, I guess you could. Well, why don't we hold 39 in abeyance to see if it gets admitted through the witness?
It was confirmed by Eric Christensen in his deposition. That's the one we used.
It was confirmed by Eric Christensen in his deposition. What?
Exhibit 39. He was directing me to. I said, "Is this the point where you were at the moment of the crash?" And he said, "Yes." And I said, "Okay, I'll draw a circle." And he confirmed that the circle with his initials is what he did.
I guess I'll have to see how the evidence comes out, because things said at a deposition don't necessarily mean they're going to be said here, and it's what's said here on the record that matters. So. 43 is not one of the exhibits they want to admit.
Only for illustrative purpose. I'll use it in closing argument.
but there's a title on there that now appears that was not authorized by the court. Executive functioning has been put at the top. That's nowhere on the document.
Yeah, it is. That's the page before.
It's in the last column, to the right. Is this added to the?
Oh, we did. We took the middle out like you suggested.
And added.
Words executive functioning, were they added or were they part of the original?
Yeah, let me show you. Let me have.
Say, Jody, can you ask the bailiff to let us know when all?
Your Honor, I have my copy, which is kind of marked up, but executive function is on the far right side in very small type, but they've put a title on the entire thing.
If I could approach Judge.
What was the original exhibit
Page
number?
19 of Goldstein's report.
Okay, come on in. Come on over.
Let me show you this. Here, it's right there.
Page 20. I mean, I think it's fine for a closing argument. It's just a tool to use during closing argument. So,
Can he say at least I put the title on it?
Well, it's here. It's in the.
This is what we got.
right. Just clarify that the words at the top are your heading, Mr. Sykes.
Say again.
Just clarify. I mean, the jury may remember that chart. So just say, well, I put these words up here so that it'd be clear.
It's from here, though.
So the words under executive function are not these words. This is Terry's results are detailed.
We took that out.
That says Terry's responses. So
We took it out. It's all
I know, but I'm saying that title isn't immediately before.
Yeah, the jury's not there, so
It
she
sounds
doesn't
like the judge says all.
need to be.
When he uses it, he has to say, I put this.
I get it.
Is that okay? Your Honor?
That was my ruling.
Thank you.
Yes. Pardon?
Your Honor, there's an outstanding order, which we have a copy of if you're ready to move on to a new topic.
Are there any other of the plaintiff's exhibits? Are there any issues with?
Oh,
1 through
happy
40 or
birthday, Andrea.
44? minus 33.
29, I
So
assume.
if not referenced in the whole trial thus far, they shouldn't go in. So because they haven't rested.
You'll have to identify the ones that were not referenced then. So the court,
Okay.
because they've been moved for admission.
Okay.
I think it.
Did they find the
It may
video?
be confusing to the jury if exhibits.
Sorry, I wasn't here.
Haven't been referenced.
Came in
during
part way, and that's the only thing that interests me.
trial, and
Did
show
they
up as
locate the
exhibits,
video?
so
Right.
I think it's a valid.
Tell me in the
objection.
chat.
Just need to know which ones you're identifying.
Okay. And since they haven't rested, I can't answer that.
Your Honor, we'll take. You want to talk to it?
Does counsel really want me to go through each medical record and authenticate that?
No, but if an entire exhibit has not been referenced in this trial, I don't want it. And it sounds like the judge doesn't want it.
What that means is that we have to waste court time.
Well, thank you.
And ask Terry, is this your record?
I had to
Yes.
get a cup of
Is this
coffee
your
and put
record?
goop in my hair.
I mean, I don't know why we can't stick
And
to that.
Not Gwyneth
I don't
Paltrow
either.
goop either.
I mean, either that or if your proffer is Mr. Sanderson would, I mean, can you just have Mr. Sanderson click off can you just go through them all real quickly with
You
him?
can, but I mean, it's just gonna take 10 minutes.
Or could we do a lump sum, 1 through?
I think you can do it lump sum, if you can. I mean, it's not really an authentication that's being asked for. It's just some reference to the jury as to what it is.
I mean, we agreed before the trial to not call witnesses and that everything is deemed authenticated that comes from the VA, et cetera. And I don't know why we're backtracking on that honorable stipulation at this point.
I stand by my honorable stipulation.
I just wanted to, Steve, I just need to be clear on what it is that you need to be
Well,
done.
for instance, I'm echoing what the judge said, which it would be confusing to the jury if a record is never referenced in the trial and is suddenly in the jury room with them.
The experts reviewed all of the medical records, Your Honor, and they've testified as to that. And that's what's contained in the exhibits. So they were referenced, they weren't referenced page by page or date by date, but they were given copies of all of the records. They've testified to that. It's in the reports.
I'll tell you what, Your Honor, because we do want to start on time.
Yeah.
We'll do it, as long as they do it for ours.
Of course.
That's fine.
Okay. So plaintiffs 1 through 32, 34 through 40, and 40. Well, let me just
Well,
restate
God
that.
bless them. That's the
So
only
plaintiffs
rational
1
way to do
through
this. But
32 are received. Plaintiffs 34 through 38 are received. Plaintiffs 40 is received, and plaintiffs 44 is received. So that excludes the Fong records 33, and it excludes the exhibit 39, which may be introduced later. I'm correct.
And 43 will only use it during.
43 is a demonstrative exhibit that you could use during closing.
Portions of 33 were deal with the F.
Yeah, the 33 is already out. They've withdrawn 33. Are there fMRI references in 34 also?
I don't believe so. I mean, there may be references to the fact that it's an fMRI, but it doesn't have Dr. Fong's fMRI. I believe that.
Okay, so the court will receive plaintiffs 1 through 32, 4 through 38, 40, and 44 as exhibits.
Yes, Your Honor, thank you.
All right, turning now to this proposed order. I haven't read the proposed order. Is there an issue with the proposed order or an objection to it? On the animations?
Let's see. Yes.
all these animations are going to be something.
This was produced weeks ago.
Your Honor, it's our understanding that the court directed us to wait until trial to see what the evidence shows, and then we
I hope
can
it's
object.
Tacky
just before
whiteboard drawing
they're admitted,
software.
The animations are admitted. but we do find them objectionable now. And we don't want to waive that objection, have them just pop up on the screen.
He ran into me and made a boom crash.
And if I may, Your Honor, I prepared it as I understand as I recall from your instruction after the evidentiary hearing.
Sure. I have a physical copy if you want one.
No, I've got it here. Thank you.
There may be outfit changes. You never know.
Are there any objections to the proposed order, which doesn't address the issues that you just raised, Mr. Bueller? In other words, they're not going to flash the animations up before they're admitted. There has to be a sponsoring witness.
Or their paragraph 3. We can be on page 3.
Yes.
The top 4 lines. We don't recall that being part of the page 3, top 4 lines.
Andrew, how'd you get through the stream last night?
I relit before we started, and I didn't.
Bonus for good
put that
behavior.
part in there in my oral ruling.
It's my mistake.
And I'll probably add a little bit more. What I'll be adding is in my notes. Just a second. From where
He also specified in hearing what the witnesses for the testified for.
What the hell's going on here?
More detail. What's in
this is what I would.
I assume that's the feed.
Just the defendant's claim that an animation testimony.
One simple request, and that is to have sharks with frickin' laser beams attached to their heads.
Does the animation reflect the testimony? So it's not. It's demonstrative of a.
Those extra words you just mentioned should be in the order.
Take a look. It's not. It's demonstrative of a.
Those extra words you just mentioned should be in the order.
Take a look at it. But yeah, I made some notes. Went back and re-listened to the web. Is the jury all? Okay, the jury's not quite all assembled yet, so let's take a short recess for the completely assembled.
It's not a big one. A poor quality shot of right after when Gwyneth, that guy kind of hurt me, and
Great. You created the problem you had, not me.
I object to this whole hearing. Let's go. I'm done.
All right, Mr. Walker, please prepare another order on.
I need you to tell me if it'd be better to have it at lunch or at the end of the day tomorrow. So think about that, talk amongst yourselves, and get back to me. Thank you.
one simple request, and that is to have sharks with frickin' laser beams attached to their heads.
All right, so there we are. Sorry, I got surprise attacked. I tried to sneak a workout in this morning, and when I got back, it was going, so I turned it on, and they were in the middle of, I think they were just whining about how they're going to handle a jury instruction with regard to the missing video. I don't think they found the video, but that interests me. If somebody shows up with the video at the 11th hour right now, I mean, that'd get you... That gets you full Judge Manning. This has got to be a joke from any judge. From any judge. Oh well. Oh well. So that's where we're at. I'll just chill out here. I don't know what's going on with this stream. Hopefully that straightens itself out. I imagine it will, and we'll deal with it. I'm just gonna hang out here until they come back on.
Any objection? All objections.
Say a word. Oh, and go ahead and put yourself on mute now. Turn yourself into jail right now. I'd have to feel like I should be elected emperor of the world before I could be that arrogant, not show up for a sentencing. Like really, like top two. Top two. Only me and one other person get to run for emperor of the world.
I don't know how to put this, but I'm kind of a big deal.
I would like you to understand that I know what false identities are, and sometimes famous people need them. Marshall Bruce Mathers, Eminem, at one point studied law and passed the bar exam to become a lawyer. If he still is a lawyer, I want you to get a hold of him for me so that I can communicate with him.
This is Frankie with the Sovereign Citizen Patrol, and I'd like to remind you to please hit like and subscribe, or I'll be personally offended.
Oh, Lord.
Get the camera.
Cut that camera.
Never basically pulled anything out. So you can talk with your attorney about that.
Yeah, ma'am. Well, I'm going to expose myself. And
State your name for the record, ma'am. Nut. Okay, thank you.
I don't know who he thinks he is, talking to anybody like that.
Your Honor,
Listen, you're going to agitate me if you lie to me. I saw you. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to tell you one last time. You are going to agitate me if you lie to me. I saw you.
Now, you didn't say the cat jumped on his wiener, did you?
Instruction issue.
Thank you. Sorry to be vague. With the newly disclosed comments section, if they're going to use that with Terry, then I would like the instruction read that this came through defense counsel.
Your Honor, just to let, we advise defense counsel and the clerk that we are going to call Craig Ramon for 5 minutes confirmation of the Exhibit 44.
I stipulated statement that the court will be giving the jury Exhibit 44.
We don't have it or printed out, but it was the neutral Kristen Van Orman
Agreement, otherwise I own.
Yeah. Orally, to go was fine.
Well, we can be requesting what's in your filing.
Well, I think Your Honor mentioned that you would, and just mentioned.
I consider your arguments, but I'll have to go through the language and make a decision.
Right. So, should we handwrite it because we won't be able to. 15 minutes ago.
The paragraph we want.
Same as what?
Yeah, except for, well, the last part of the last sentence. Were previously unavailable to either party.
I think the simple Exhibit 40 found by a third party, and both parties are agreeing that make a copy of what was, and then Craig Ramon, I'm going to call right now, will go through that and confirm his comments.
I think I've got enough. I can probably craft something.
Want to be heard? I'm willing to talk.
I think I know all your arguments. Thank you.
in opposition, Anita Dick is an opponent. Waves in opposition. Holden Hiscock is also an opponent.
So I'm going to do is read something on the fly, ask that the counsel not embellish any of the facts of what I'm about to read. Okay, we're ready for the jury.
There was, and I hate, God, I hate this. They thought, what's a dick pussy, dick pussy, dick pussy, dick pussy, going back and forth between texts with one another, and I never want to hear it again.
I don't know. That's what I want to find out. I'm with you.
You don't want to turn that on and show it. Good morning, members of the jury. The day that you're traveling in this morning was safe and everyone got here okay. The weather outside is still winter, I guess. Well, there is a new piece of evidence in this case. I'm going to tell you about that.
Holy shnikes, there
A
is.
viewer that's been following this trial out of the court and familiar with finding archived website links, investigated the link referenced on Defendant's Exhibit 102. That's the Mr. Sanderson email to his daughters on the day of the accident. There's a link at the bottom of that page. Well, this viewer, through their efforts and expertise, through that, we now have a copy of what was linked. And you will receive it. Be an exhibit. It's Plaintiff's Exhibit 44 and Defendant's Exhibit 102.
I don't care what it shows.
Plaintiff's Exhibit 44 and Defendant's Exhibit 102.
This
and the
is
parties
wild.
do agree that this new exhibit is authentic.
This is Perry
Plaintiff, you may
Mason
proceed.
stuff for the modern era. Holy Toledo! You
Thank you,
never
Your
see
Honor.
that.
Plaintiff Terry Sanderson calls or recalls Craig Ramon.
Mr. Ramon, you'll need to be sworn in again as a witness. It's a new day. Right up here, sir.
Hello. Do you solemnly swear the testimony you are about to give in the matter before the court to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God? Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Ramon.
Hey, good morning.
I've handed you Plaintiff's Exhibit 44. Have you had a chance to review that before?
Yes.
And this are the comments and postings on meetup.com.
No, that's his
Is that
friend.
correct?
That's his game
Yes.
companion. He was the first witness.
And, this was the website that you used to meet up with the other skiers on the day of the crash, correct?
Yes.
And
That or
first,
friend
I'd
with
like to turn you to page 2 of Exhibit 44, Plaintiff's Exhibit 44. And on the lower left, you see the color photograph of the woman smiling?
Yes.
Is that the ski patroller that you met on the day of the crash?
I'm guessing it is.
Okay. You have it on page 2?
Oh, yes, I believe that's her.
That's Whitney Smith that you met that day?
Yes.
Oh, show it. Sorry. You see on the lower left of Exhibit 44, page 2?
Yes.
Okay.
Thankfully, this video got straightened out. That is so cool that there's some
And you
video.
made a few postings on this meetup.com website, correct?
They agree it's authentic.
Okay. I'm going to read some of your postings
I'm dying to see that.
on that day, and so I'm going to reference some of the pages. Could you turn to page 4 of 9? The page numbers are on the bottom right. So, do you see page 4 of 9?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, I want a video. But the picture, depending on when it was taken, could be really instructive. Probably not. If it was really helpful, if it was really decisive, somebody would be objecting.
Okay.
But it does
Okay, your
go up
first
defensive
comment on
theory
page 4.
that
I'm
they're
just going to read it to you and
hiding a
ask you to
fantastic
confirm that
video.
this is what you posted. But before we start that, you'll see it says
Maybe it doesn't. It's only a picture.
2,588 days ago.
Yes, I see that.
And this was probably before the ski crash, but on the same day, correct?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
So
So they're laying a foundation for this link, I guess. This is weird. I wouldn't know what to do.
It was right around.
I'd figure it out, but
which one are you talking about?
The one in the middle of the page.
I'll just give Deer Valley your pass. Yes, that's
Okay. So you wrote or typed in that day, just give Deer Valley your pass. They have your photo. It will be a great day. I will be on the hill at 9:30. That's your first posting that day, you believe?
yes.
Okay. And then at the bottom of the page 4, you have another post. Well, maybe. Well, maybe that's a different day. I'm going to move to the next one. Let's go to page 6 of 9. Can you go there?
still helpful. Potentially.
Okay, I'm going to read just what you
see if it was
typed
really
in
pretty
there
eagle.
in the middle. It says, Scott, Terry was not doing the man thing. Terry had a bad hit to the head. You do not have the ski patrol take you down the hill if you have a pain in your ass. Is that what you typed that day?
Yes, it is.
This was the day of the crash.
This was a few days after.
Okay. Then at the bottom of that, page 6, we're going to continue to 7.
Well played.
It has your name, and then it continues on to
Well
page
played.
7. I'm going to read you what page 7 says. Scott, the thing you did not see was Terry was knocked out cold. Bad hit to the head. Not too sure if Terry has broken ribs. I did see Terry did not know his name. I asked Terry what his name was, and he did not know. Scott, it scared the hell out of me. Is that what you typed? That was on or around the day of the crash, or after the crash?
That was a little bit after, a few days after the crash.
Okay. Then page 7. You have another comment. Do you see that?
Yeah, yes, I do.
And you typed, Scott, thanks for the humor. I got it when you were trying the whole thing. You guys did not see what I did see. No need to say you're sorry. You typed that, correct?
Yes, I did.
Then the final page, page 8 of 9. And under your name, it says, you cannot make this up. Gwyneth took out Terry last week. Last Saturday, her son broke his arm skiing at Park City. Gwyneth was staying at the Montage. She took her plane out of Million Airport. I wish I did know so many people.
To Terry.
What makes me mad is that Gwyneth took out Terry and just took off. Is that what you typed that?
Yes,
that
it
was
is.
the week after the crash?
Yes, it is.
Now you have all this cumulative testimony confirming the extent of injury.
Except for the
even if the picture doesn't show anything, it's
irrelevant stuff at the end on page 9. That's all I have. Who is Very T in Exhibit 44? Plaintiff's exhibit. Terry T is mentioned. You remember?
The mounting, as it came to be known, with groaning.
I'm not sure who Very T is.
And grinding. Oh, good Lord.
Could it be Terry Sanderson?
Sustained.
Okay.
Yeah, it's leading.
Yeah.
Why don't you look at the Very T comments and see if it...
Question right now. Go ahead and ask your next question.
Yeah.
This is a full goat development.
That's right.
Yeah. You got to give the brother some latitude. It was mating season. Come on. That just sounds like a good time. I'm not going to lie.
Okay. Craig, would you go to page 2 of this Exhibit 44? Okay. On the left, it says Very T, event organizer.
Yes, I do.
No, 2 over, it says Kurt L, event groups. You see that?
Yes, I do.
Was Kurt L at the meetup group at Deer Valley on the day of the crash?
Yeah, Kurt was the one who organized that day.
Okay. Go back to the left and look at Very T. Are you able to recognize the photo above Very T?
It looks like Terry, and Terry was the one who organized the meetup groups up at Alta.
Okay. That's all I have. Thank you, Craig.
Thank you, Mr. Bueller. Mr. Egan?
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Ramon, good to see you again. I have a couple questions from the defense. So the first would be at the start of this page.
There goes nothing.
And I haven't used this Elmo projector before, so give me a second. Do you see that on page 2? Got it. Thank you. I have to press focus. Okay, there you are. So you see that there's some photos there at the bottom of the page.
Yes.
And do you recognize the photo there of the ski patroller?
Yes.
Was that Whitney Smith?
I believe so.
The ski patroller who responded to Mr. Sanderson on the hill.
Yes.
And cared for him during the urgent care or the first aid clinic visit that he had there on the ski hill.
Yes.
And I do not see any videos there. Were there any, to your memory, GoPro or other videos posted on this webpage?
No.
And then, and I believe you're unaware of any GoPro footage at all. Is that correct?
Yes.
And then if you go to page, let's match it up with mine here, page 7. Actually, your name is cut off at the top there. So if you look back at page 6, can you see that it shows your name and then goes on to page 7 where there's at the very top there a note that you wrote. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. And in that note, you write, Terry did not know his name. I asked Terry what his name was and he did not know. But I believe you told the jury last week that he did remember his name.
It was, he had to really think hard about it. It took like 4 or 5 seconds for him to remember his name.
But that's not what you wrote here. You wrote here, Terry did not know his name.
When I first asked
This
him,
is
he
bad
didn't know
impeachment.
his name yet.
I saw the testimony. It's not
I
working.
asked Terry what his name was and he did not know.
Yeah, he when I asked him, he didn't know his name, and then he just took some time to kind of just think about it, and then he, after about 4 or 5 seconds, he just said,
What he means is he didn't know immediately. It makes sense. You're
So-
getting nowhere. Stop.
What you wrote here is not what you told the jury last week. Is that fair to say?
It's not inconsistent.
Could you please repeat that?
Just here in your note, you do not say that he did later remember his name. You just say he didn't remember it all. And as I understand it, that was different than what you told the jury last week. Is that correct?
Yes.
It was
When I
not a quote.
basically was talking about this, I didn't go into much detail, on this. I was just making a point that he was having a hard time.
There we go. Salem
knowing
show.
what his name was.
Okay, so let's go to this last page. Well, I guess
Indeed.
there's a kind of blank page at the end, but page 8, the last page with your comments on it.
Yeah, I think Ramon's cool.
Do you see up there at the top another one of your
believing him
comments?
more and more. He's up authenticating a photo. That's confidence that it's going to support his testimony.
Okay. Yeah, that is hard to see.
No, just that focus.
I'm learning old technology. I appreciate this. Thank you. Okay, so in this comment that you wrote, correct, this top comment is yours, Mr. Ramon?
Yes, it is.
Okay, and in this comment you wrote, Gwyneth took out Terry last week. Last Saturday, her son broke his arm skiing at Park City. How did you know that?
There's a
need
lady
one
I know that
myself.
works at Snowbird and Deer Valley. She works up at the Montage or Deer Valley, and she told me.
Okay. And then Gwyneth was staying at the Montage. How did you know that?
That's what she told me.
And why were you talking to her about Gwyneth?
She knew what happened, and then she told me that what happened.
Sorry, that's not clear to me. So she knew what happened?
She knew that that Gwyneth took out Terry, and so then when I saw her, she told me what happened. I didn't ask her about it. She just told me that's what happened.
She wasn't there at the collision, right?
No, she just worked up at the hotel.
So how would she have any knowledge of it?
I have no idea.
She took her plane out of Millionaire Airport. How did you know about Miss Gwyneth or with Miss Paltrow's travels?
One of my best friends, he works at a Millionaire, and that's where a lot of the private jets, the charter jets, that's where they fly into that part of the airport.
It sounds to me like you were talking to a lot of people about Gwyneth Paltrow during this time. Is that correct?
No, my best friend, he knew what happened, and he's the one who told me.
So you didn't tell these people what happened, even though you were the one at the collision site?
Yeah, I told my friend what happened, yes.
Okay. So you were telling people about this accident?
Yes, I told people about it.
And then they were telling you things they knew about Miss Paltrow, that at least they claimed to know about Miss Paltrow?
Yes.
But they could be mistaken, is that correct?
Yes.
He is sinking like a stone here, this attorney. I don't know where
Miss
he's
Paltrow's
going.
son didn't in fact break his arm while skiing, you wouldn't dispute that. You wouldn't have any way to dispute that, correct?
I have no idea. That's just what I was told.
Let me go back. I just have, I think, one more question for you. So if you were to look at
no, the defense
let's go to
call
page
her
7.
In their case in chief. They could also call her as a rebuttal witness now that we have fresh evidence.
Those comments that I believe you've connected to Terry Sanderson, those ones in the middle of the page, you can read them to yourself. But my question is, given that you've described him as being knocked out cold in other comments here, I wanted to ask you whether you found Terry to be articulate in his posts and comments on this page following his injury.
Objection. Sustained as to vagueness, if you could point out something.
Okay. So maybe it's better to go. These are kind of difficult because they don't have dates on each comment, correct? They just show, for example.
He's usually in front of Webster.
This one at the bottom, you see on Very Terry's or Very T's comment, it says 2,584 days ago, correct?
Yes, I see that.
Okay, and
James, that's from Saturday, by the way.
okay, yeah, I don't know that. So I'm asking Mr. Ramon, do you know when these comments were made? Is this on the day of the accident when he says you organized a perfect day?
I don't see where it says you organized I don't see where does it say that you organized a perfect day?
It's on page 6, the third comment down.
While he's looking at that, would counsel approach, please?
Oh, it's time, people. It is indeed time. Let's do it.
And that was, and I hate, God, I hate this one. Ain't nothing but some dick pussy, dick pussy, dick pussy, dick pussy, going back and forth between texts with one another, and I never want to hear it again.
So, Mr. Ramon, this comment I'm pointing you to on page 6 says it's under very T. Yes, Kurt, you organized a perfect day for skiing. Thank you. That's true, Scott. I still have my wheels. It was nice to get to know you a bit today. Do you know whether that was written on the day of the accident?
I'm not sure if it was or not.
Would it surprise you that Mr. Sanderson was writing articulate notes like this after being knocked out and unconscious for 2 minutes?
It doesn't sound that articulate to me, but
Okay, that's all I have. Thanks.
And that ended
Mr.
with
Bueller?
and highlighted the fact that they all don't know each other that well, so he's not like best buds and lying for him. I mean, it's and giving another cumulative go round on the testimony that the guy's hurt. What I don't know what they're thinking. I wouldn't make that strategic call. All right, do we have a picture coming? Oh, Chief Spread Eagle's going to be crazy with his witness list now. We were supposed to start at 9 o'clock sharp with Sanderson, and here we are futzing around with the photo. In what is truly
Greg, can
surprising.
you look at page 6 again?
Oh, let it go. That was fantastic.
In the middle
It's
under
supposed to end on
very
a whimper.
T. Do you see that where it says, yes, Kurt, you organized a perfect day?
You got
Yes,
to
I
do
do.
more.
And then look at the number of days it is. Is it 2,584?
yes, it is.
And then your comment below that. It says 2,583 days ago.
Yes,
So those comments were made on different days.
yes.
Okay,
That's what that would indicate.
thank you.
Yeah. All right. Well, at least.
Mr. Egan.
All right. He got
Okay,
out.
You may step
He got
down,
out. That's
Mr.
good.
Ramon.
Okay, thank you.
You still remain subject to the orders of the court until the case is over
right.
or you're released. So thank you.
Thank you. What should I do with this?
That was
Leave
stupid.
it
But
right
if you want
there.
to make that distinction for argument later, that
Only with facts.
That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Van Orman. Mr. Owens?
oh, here we go. All the way from Salt Lake.
So I'm kind of
Salt
keeping
Lake.
my distance from people.
It's Chief Spread Eagle.
Little microphone. There it is. Thank you.
This is going to be painful. It really is. It's too early in the day to start drinking.
Sorry, I'm going to be wiping my nose a little.
Oh, because he has a cold.
With this climate and dry air, I might have a bloody nose.
Thanks for that TMI moment, Chief Spread Eagle.
All right, let's talk about a few things. So we're not going to get done with you today because we have witnesses this afternoon, but I think we can go till noon. Is that all right with you?
Yes, sure. Whatever you like.
He doesn't have a choice. Carry on, Spread Eagle.
Did you ever say to me, I wrote, I'm famous because it's cool that I had a collision with a celebrity. Was that your thinking at the time? And you said yes. Do you deny it?
Not if you have it on record, no. I don't deny it. I don't remember it. But
Well, let's go to page 15. Can you bring that up? Move to publish the deposition. Which
Your Honor, he said he doesn't deny it, so why are we publishing?
Yeah.
Because he earlier denied it.
I'll overrule the objection and permit that portion of the deposition to be published.
May I ask when this happened?
Sure. Like 1 hour ago, 2 hours ago, you told this jury, I've never thought it was cool that I had a collision with a celebrity. Do you recall that?
Yes, I guess I did say that. Absolutely.
And that's not a true statement, is it? You have said this in your deposition, true?
Honestly, I don't ever remember saying it.
Bring it up whenever you
But
can.
I don't doubt you. I misspeak a lot.
Okay, this is page 15, line 5 through 8.
Mr. Sanderson, we're trying in council, let's not speak on top of one another so that we have a clear, clean record.
You're right. Yes, Your Honor.
When we talked about you being unconscious, and do you agree that someone who's unconscious doesn't have a stopwatch to figure out how long they were actually unconscious?
I agree. That's true.
Everything you've learned was from Craig after the collision.
No.
Yeah, that's over vague, and that's I'll withdraw it because I agree that's
Not everything. It's not everything. Sorry.
Right. As far as level of length of unconsciousness, do you agree that you weren't stopwatching yourself?
I have no idea.
Yeah. And yet you did tell people it varied over time. First a few seconds, then 5 minutes, then 10 minutes. You did that, right? Do you disagree?
Yes, it did vary.
And why did you do that? Why would you say, I don't know, then it's a few seconds, then it's 5 minutes, and then you told your psychiatrist at the VA it was up to 10 minutes long? Why did you change?
I had no idea, and I was searching. I really had no idea, and I was trying to answer. I sometimes make that mistake of guessing, but I really didn't know.
And it was to try to get the attention of the doctor. Do you remember telling me that?
I don't. I don't know how to.
Let's find it.
What's the date?
Let's go to page 95.
Which deposition, 1, 2, or 3?
1. They're all cumulative, so the page will tell you that. Page 95, starting at line 7. When you first tell your healthcare providers a few seconds, and then later it turned into 5 minutes, and then later it turned into 10 minutes, do you know that you gave varying answers to people? And then whenever you can pull it up, page 95.
Yes.
The witness says, and then can we go to the middle paragraph? Yes, I do. And that was referencing the fact I personally did not know. I was not a witness to how long I was unconscious. And so somebody told me it was 2 seconds, and somebody said it was 10 seconds, 10 minutes. And so I didn't know. It was hard for me to say. And then next paragraph, it depends on my visit. If I want to make a deal out of it, and that was the reason for my visit, then I might say for 10 minutes. I might pick the worst. That's kind of how we are. We go to the doctor's attention. We go to get the doctor's attention about a specific thing. And it wasn't at that point how long I was unconscious was not a point of relevance for me. That's your testimony, correct?
I'm confused by those statements, so.
Yes or no?
Yes, it is.
By the way, when we took your deposition, there's a lot of formality to it. Too, you're placed under oath just like the one you were put on today.
Yeah.
And your counsel's present, and you were able to talk to them before. Yes.
And I think I had,
Yes.
11 hours or so of deposition?
I can't really hear you, sir, but my question is, you had your advice of your counsel there.
Yes.
And I asked at the beginning of the deposition, is there any reason why you can't give me your best testimony today? And you said no, correct?
Yes.
And I even told you, I think, that if you testify differently at your deposition than you would in front of this jury, I would call it to their attention. Do you recall this?
Yes.
And you took an oath, and you then had the opportunity to make any changes to your deposition transcript. Is that true?
Yes.
And did you?
No, I don't remember making any changes. I think I made 2 with you. I said 2 corrections and that I remembered.
Okay. You didn't make some, and counsel told you let's not submit those.
I haven't looked at these depositions at all. Not at all.
Do you dispute that? Well, I heard you call Eric Christensen, a Deer Valley instructor for 40 years, a bully. Did you say that?
I did say that, yes.
And then he was yelling at your face.
Yes. I figured out. I didn't actually know that until.
And we'll meet him at 1 o'clock. Deer Valley's known, or at least puts itself out there, doesn't it, as like the most customer friendly they could possibly be. Do you agree?
I agree.
Were your skis on or off at the end of the collision? Do you know?
Absolutely, they were on.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So you do remember some things after.
Yes.
Okay. And Craig, by the way, you said you weren't here for your daughters, but you haven't been here for several statements, right?
Several, yes.
It was more than just like, I don't want to make my daughters uncomfortable. You haven't been here for many.
I didn't.
Yeah. And Sam Goldstein said part of the reason is you don't take criticism well. Do you agree with that statement?
I always want to be a better person, and I even tell my kids, if I'm doing something wrong, tell me. I want to be better.
All right. So do you agree or disagree with this statement? Mr. Sanderson does not take criticism well.
Hard for me to measure that. I've not been around other humans as much as I have been in the past. So it's hard for me to measure that. Honestly, I don't.
Craig Ramon said words to the effect that Christensen said to Ramon, your buddy took out Gwyneth Paltrow. Did you hear those words?
I did.
You personally heard them with your... So now I want to be clear because I'm not trying to confuse you. Did you hear him when you were on the ski slope? Okay. And Ramon did not do anything to try to set the record straight at that point. Do you know anything about that?
About who hit me?
Correct.
When we got down into
at that
medical
point
care.
was my question. On the mountain.
Yeah, on the mountain, but in the shed. I was.
Okay. You said your skis were on after the collision. Do you recall your head being downhill or uphill?
Absolutely downhill. I was going down, and absolutely.
So several witnesses say the opposite, and you disagree?
I disagree absolutely because I couldn't get up.
And where was Gwyneth's head when she came to arrest? Head down, head up?
I have no idea. As far as I know, she didn't exist.
Because you didn't see anything?
I was out. I had no idea. Everything else is what I heard.
Did you tell Eric Christensen, according to his report, that she appeared right in front of me? Yes or no?
No.
So he just made that up?
Must have.
Deer Valley just falsified a record. Is that your opinion?
I never would have said that. I knew where it came from.
You know you sued Deer Valley in this claim, true?
Yes.
Objection, Your Honor, relevance.
Sustained.
And we're not dealing with any of that today. True? We're not dealing with this.
Objection, relevance, move to strike.
Sustained, the question is stricken and the jury should disregard.
So, Your Honor, I just want to be able to ask if you're willing, is you're not suing Deer Valley today?
Your Honor, objection, third objection now, move to
So
strike.
inappropriate.
Again.
Sustained, stricken,
Okay.
disregard, please.
So inappropriate. He knows the procedural background. They sued
I
Deer
hear
Valley.
you saying you were going,
That's
you
the
were
normal way
flying
it
through
would
the
go
air
down.
after she hit you. Did you say those words?
Completely inappropriate
Today?
for in
Yes
front
or
of the
no?
jury.
Today?
Today.
Today I did.
With regard to relationships prior, you had 2 divorces, true?
I did, yes.
And then was it about 10 years of just dating various different other women?
I guess I wouldn't know exactly. Wouldn't be unreasonable, maybe.
Well, I'm just saying if the incident occurred in 2016, when was your second divorce? About 10 years
30
earlier?
ago. I'm thinking 30 years ago, I'm thinking.
Yeah. All right. So, I mean, it's nice that Carlene, you'd found a nice partner, but you were not engaged. Is that true?
We were not.
And
That's
she
where we
was
got-
actually living
Oh, this
hundreds
is
of
rich.
miles away from you.
This guy
We
is
went
trying to
back
play
and
the
forth
morality
3
card
hours, 4 hours maybe.
in front of a
Couple hundred
likely
miles, I
predominantly
think.
Mormon jury.
St. George. We'll move on.
Thank you.
He's living in the glass house on that one. I'll just leave it at that.
You recall having a kind of a stroke event like 10 years or so before the incident?
Yeah, but that diagnosis has been changed.
But it's an ischemic retinal occlusion,
Probably due to a migraine.
and you lost your right eye in that.
I lost some vision in that eye, yes.
And that was one of the reasons you
We're just having
retired.
fun, Mormons.
One of
Relax.
many. Mhm.
In terms of your anger, do you agree you sought therapy for anger management about 10 years ago
I don't.
or 15 years ago? I guess 06, about the time of your second divorce.
Yes, but he sucks at it.
Because if you
I
deny it,
don't
we're going to
remember.
pull it up.
I don't remember that purpose, but yes, okay. Was I seeing a shrink or?
So you can't
I don't
ask
know.
me questions,
Sorry,
unfortunately.
thank you.
Oh, I'm trying to have you say yes or no, and
Unfortunately.
then we go to documents if
God.
you need to. So do you agree that you were seeing a therapist at the VA for anger management about 10 years, even before the incident?
Only, I honestly don't remember it, but if you say so, I believe you.
Yeah, I can't testify. So if you
I don't-
dispute it, then we go to the record.
I don't
And
look at these records. I haven't.
I think so.
so you don't dispute it.
I don't.
Okay.
Despite his
And-
horrible lawyering, his side's going to win.
Did you tell Shay that there was a GoPro recording?
Absolutely not.
Do you recall at the exact time of this event, going down the hill, you were sort of crossing over to the right? Does that sound accurate?
No.
You were always on the right?
Yes.
Okay, Christensen is going to testify this afternoon, so we'll talk about that. And do you agree in the 5 seconds or so before the collision, there was a female skier, kind of beginner-ish, on your left?
Yes.
And do you agree that you actually tilted your head to the left to sort of confirm that you weren't going to hit her, that she would be okay?
After the accident?
5 seconds before the
Before,
accident.
no.
Did you so testify ever?
I saw her. I don't know. What
So-
I remember is I always saw her. She was a little uncomfortable, and I gave her a little more room. Just kind of what you do.
And did
Passing
you
on your right.
And did you turn because of your right eye is blind?
No.
Did you turn toward her?
No reason to.
Look, you did not.
No.
Okay, we'll pull that up in
Please.
probably at our next visit. You texted about Whitney, the toboggan person, how happy you were with her. True?
I did, yes. Give her full credit.
And we've both read it. It's pretty articulate, pretty detailed, right?
It is.
You knew you were being subjected to a brain test, like a memory test.
Well, I'm not. Okay, go ahead.
Right? Didn't you tell us that? When she said, I want you to remember some things.
Yes, oh yes, absolutely.
Okay, you knew you were being subject to a brain memory test.
I've never focused so hard.
And you came through with flying colors, right?
I did.
You knew them all?
I did.
Remember President Trump said they gave me 5 things to remember and I got them all. Do you remember this?
I don't pay attention now.
Sustained.
You called her a sweetheart and that she entertained you. And that was all really within a half hour of the incident? A half hour of the collision? Is that true?
I don't remember the time frame. Carlene may have been there by then. I don't know. She was helpful.
But it was at the base where the toboggan went down to.
Yes.
That wasn't, well, tell me, is that at the bottom of Deer Valley or is that a mid-level
Mid-level,
clinic?
I think it was mid.
All right. And
I
is there a picture of you two in a wheelchair smiling? Do you remember that picture?
I haven't seen it.
Ever?
I don't remember seeing it, no.
Shay mentioned it, that there was a picture of you, and maybe it was at the Instacare. Do you remember any picture of you in the Instacare in a wheelchair smiling?
No, I don't.
Okay, and I asked you about it, and you said I just smiled because they told me.
If somebody says smile.
Someone said smile, and you smiled.
I don't.
Does this ring a bell from your deposition?
It does not.
Okay.
But that's.
So you took a picture of Whitney, right?
I did.
Composed that very nice email with all the details, and then you sent it to your group.
Probably, I don't say I composed it. Could have had Carlene's help. She may have been there then.
And that's, well, you did it though, right? You came up with those exact words. Carlene didn't do that.
I may have helped her.
Well, she doesn't know she grew up in Michigan, that she's won the Deer Valley collision or the Deer Valley Grand whatever race, right?
That's right.
All right.
She doesn't know that.
Do you think Carlene was present at the Deer Valley Clinic?
I know she wasn't at the Deer Valley Clinic. No, absolutely not.
Okay.
No. It was when we got
may have
home.
misunderstood.
She was on her way.
Do you remember Carlene didn't buy into this? Was that your quotes in terms of your, did you say those words just like an hour or two ago?
Carlene didn't buy into what, Mr. Owens?
Do you remember saying those words? She wasn't buying into this?
What was the question?
It was why your relationship with her deteriorated after the collision.
I misspoke. I absolutely.
Okay.
I'm not sure I understand the.
Okay. To be clear on that issue, and I realize I'm jumping around, but I'm keeping an eye on the clock. Did you, with regard to Carlene, it sounds like you shut it down. You shut the relationship down. Is that true?
I made a very strong statement that she was going to be better off without me. Yes.
And you told her that?
Yes.
So Carlene was here a couple days ago and said, he never told me. Did you tell her? I had no idea why.
I told her what I said. What I thought I said was, Carlene, you got to run. I don't want you stuck with me. And I know you would stay by me. I know she would.
So then you started calling your daughters. It sounds like even before the I'm famous thing. Is that true?
I don't remember that, honestly.
Shay said she took a call from you about 6 something.
Okay.
So about 6 hours later.
Okay.
Have you ever read her depositions,
No,
by the way, or Jenny's?
I told him I wouldn't.
Okay. And they had even expressed like, hey, Dad, we're kind of concerned because we got to talk about you and how you were growing up and things. And we're kind of concerned that it will hurt your feelings. Do you recall this?
I didn't know why, but I don't remember them telling me that. I decided that before.
All right. So you're at the clinic. You take a picture. This is at this on the Deer Valley Hill. You take a picture of Ramon and one of the other skiers, and they're all smiles. Did you know that?
Boy, that's a little bit. I do kind of remember that.
Can you bring up the picture of
I
Ramon?
do.
Sure.
Yeah, I believe that did happen.
And
I don't remember them being smiles.
okay, we'll
Two
pull
people.
it up here.
Okay.
And do you have the number D? I'm going to find it. 1 second. D87 moved to admit. I think it was.
If not, no objection.
Go ahead.
D87 received.
Do you remember, and I can give you a hard binder if you want. It looks like the monitor's working. Do you recognize that you took this picture?
I recognize the picture, and I probably did take it.
All right.
Smile, you know.
When you went to the Instacare, do you have a personal memory of that?
I really don't. I don't remember if I had an X-ray. It's like,
Okay, I think the physician assistant's coming tomorrow, but he wrote no signs of confusion.
Oh.
Do you dispute that?
No, wasn't there. Not him.
Do you agree that in your post-collision talk with Shay about 6 hours after the incident, you told her, I'm okay?
That would be me. My
Yes.
parents didn't find out I was divorced until the last day. I don't want to put them through that misery. I don't share my information.
All right, so I think that's a yes, but I'm going to re-ask it because we need to get it clear. At 6 o'clock, just 6 hours after the collision, did you tell your daughter Shay, I'm okay? Yes?
Yes.
Asked and answered.
I'm right here.
Overruled.
And then on the hill itself, with the accident having occurred just in the prior minutes, do you agree that someone asked you, are you okay?
That is absolutely beyond a doubt wrong. No one spoke to me when I was needing help. No one stopped. No one.
So your testimony is Eric Christensen just sat there and looked at an unconscious man for several minutes. Is that your testimony?
Yes, he never said one word to me that I recall. Maybe when he caught me up.
So Ramon, although he did try to change his deposition, did say that at one point you said, I'm okay. Do you dispute it?
I dispute it.
Now,
I
to
never felt
dispute it,
okay.
you have to know everything you said, right? Like I know everything I said and I didn't say it. Are you saying you have a perfect memory of what you said on that hill just after the collision? Yes or no?
I knew.
That's an argumentative.
That's not argumentative.
Overruled.
Yes or no?
Um,
Say yes or no, please.
question again, please.
Yes. Do you agree that you do not have a perfect memory of what you told others after in the 1, 2 minutes, 3 minutes after the collision? Or do you have a perfect memory?
Well, that word is so ultimate. perfect.
Right.
No, the answer would be no, it's not perfect.
Okay. So it's possible you said, for instance, Eric Christensen is going to testify, first witness this afternoon, that you told him, I'm okay. Do you dispute it?
I dispute it. I
Okay.
never felt safe and like anybody was there to help me.
And then
I would not have said it.
He's about to testify that not only he was there, but a ski patroller duo came over. One of them came over and said, do you guys need any help, or words to that effect? And that you consulted with Ramon and then said, no. Do you dispute it?
I absolutely would have said no. I never said safe.
So I don't want to say what I would have said. I want to know if you remember. Do you remember that?
No, I don't remember.
In fact, you don't even remember that ski patrollers came by. True?
No, I do not remember that.
Yeah.
Ever.
We talked about your right eye, but your left eye also has some severe vision loss. Is that true?
No. I see 20/20 in that eye.
Did you have a cataract in that eye?
I did.
And that cataract's been removed
Yes.
since the ski collision?
Yes.
There's a report on February 4, 2015, that his vision in his left eye is decreasing, blind in right eye. Was your left eye decreasing 1 year before the ski collision?
Increasing in visual acuity or
Sorry.
in prescription?
Decreasing. Was your left eye decreasing?
Yes, getting less need for prescription, but not the visual acuity.
Now, in addition to your stroke, you also had your heart was not perfect. Do you agree? Before the ski collision?
Perfect. Of course, I couldn't agree with the word perfect. No.
Palpitation. You had palpitations. Agreed?
Had them most of my life.
Yeah. How many years?
40 years probably.
And what's the lay term for palpitation? Is it just
It's called
unusual beat?
It's just a little out of sync that happens when I'm really tired, or if I've been on the treadmill too long or running too long and hard, then it will get a little funny syncope. It's called PCVs.
So your beat's off. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, but it's nothing.
Yeah.
I notice it doesn't change.
Okay. But you are on two different high blood pressure medications. Does that sound right?
Yes.
And that's because one wasn't adequate. You needed both.
Well,
Objection relevance.
We're going to I can explain if you want, Your Honor, that this event changed.
Later witnesses to which this forms part of their opinion?
Sure, his overall health, yes.
Yeah, Judge, supply him
There's no
the
claim that his
response.
his heartbeat or anything was affected by this accident.
Just overrule.
Your Honor, he
Judge.
says this has utterly
Come on.
changed his life.
Just a minute.
It goes to damages, you morons.
Approach, please.
Should be overruled. It goes to damages. Oh, I don't know. Understand why this is difficult for people. I think the plaintiff came across bad when he did the whole. You got to pick a side. Do you remember? Not remember. And so Spread Eagle, grudgingly, I'll say, had a good point with that. It's an obvious one. That's what you stick with. If you don't remember, then shut your hole, and I'm going to have my witness testify that he asked if you're okay. If your theory is you don't remember, then you can't say I don't remember, except I remember that. It's not working for you. I don't think it's the be all end all, but just make your point, move the hell on. right here why he's talking about his condition prior and the way his condition changed physically. This last question goes to damages. I don't know why the hell we're having a sidebar about it. It's nothing difficult about this. It goes to damages. If you think it's too far afield, sustain the objection. I don't think it is. I would overrule it and let him get the answer. But it's not a deep question. I don't know why we're here. Unless they just want to do this.
There was, and I hate this one. Ain't no but some dick pussy, going back and forth between texts with one another, and I never want to hear it again.
I think that's all they do. I think they actually go over there and somebody plays that on the iPad. Law Talk with Mike for top-notch legal analysis. There you go. That's all you need to know about this stuff. Oh. Overall, as a witness, he's done better than I thought. He's not great. I understand why people don't like some of the things. The crying was awful. But I thought he was just because I don't remember anything. And he really didn't. He described everything up until the impact. After that, he doesn't remember much. I get it. That to me is consistent. And I thought his story made sense, but it is not working with y'all. Not all of you, but it's not working with at least half of you. And that's a complete loser. Oh,
Recess at this time and return at 1:30.
You know they're bad, right?
Thank you.
All right. We are going to close this thing down. That was something. There you have it. I will call this trial right now, with the exception of that photograph being spectacular, and I doubt it because neither side is objecting to it. So I don't think it does much for anybody. He's just going to be this guy doing a face plant, and both of them are going to say, "Yeah, both sides are going to claim that's consistent with my theory." Although I do want to see it. So I've got some stuff that I have to run out and take care of. I will get back when and if I can. I'm just not sure. Is it back at 1:30? I might be back when it starts. It might. I don't know. It depends on how long my stuff takes. Thank y'all for coming out. Oh, thank you. I actually have to run down to my office. God forbid I have to stream from my office. That's no good for nobody. All right. Thank y'all for coming out. I'll see you soon.